Veronica Lake embodied the quintessential femme fatale of the 1940s. Renowned for her icy allure and her iconic peekaboo hairstyle that gracefully veiled one eye, her on-screen persona exuded mystery and sensuality, solidifying her status as a leading figure in the film noir genre. After a tumultuous life, Lake passed away from hepatitis and acute kidney injury on July 7, 1973, at the age of 50. In keeping with a final wish that mirrored her enigmatic and unconventional spirit, Veronica Lake was cremated. According to her autobiography, she desired her ashes to be scattered off the coast of Miami. However, accounts differ, with some suggesting that her ashes remained in a funeral home for years. Most widely accepted, though, is that her ashes were eventually released into the waters off Florida, fulfilling her request. There exists no public grave, marker, or designated resting place. Instead, her memorial lives in the ethereal, haunting presence she left within her classic films, a timeless emblem of noir glamour, as fleeting and mysterious as the ocean itself. Sidney Poitier was a groundbreaking actor, director, and diplomat whose elegance, dignity, and immense talent shattered racial barriers in Hollywood. In 1963, he became the first black man to win the Academy Award for Best Actor. His striking features were complemented by an inner grace that cemented his status as a true icon. Poitier passed away at his Beverly Hills, California home on January 6, 2022, at the age of 94. A man who cherished privacy and family above all else, his final arrangements remained deeply private. Following his passing, Sidney Poitier was cremated, with his ashes entrusted to his family. There is no public record of their ultimate disposition. No public grave or memorial exists for admirers to visit. This decision reflects a life lived with profound integrity, where the line between public persona and private self was always carefully maintained. His enduring legacy lies in his monumental body of work and the pathways he created for generations of actors who followed in his footsteps. Grace Kelly epitomized cool, elegant beauty, a woman whose poise and charm transcended Hollywood to become real-life royalty. An Oscar-winning actress, she captured hearts on the silver screen before embracing a fairy tale life as Princess of Monaco. Tragically, her life ended on September 14, 1982, when she succumbed to injuries sustained in a car accident at the age of 52. As a reigning monarch, her final resting place is the St. Nicholas Cathedral in Monaco, the very cathedral where she married Prince Rainier III in 1956. She lies interred within the Grimaldi family vault, her grave marked by a simple yet elegant marble slab embedded in the cathedral floor, surrounded by the final resting places of Monaco's past rulers. The inscription reads in Latin, Gratia Patricia Principessa, followed by her years of birth and death. This historic and regal resting place stands as a fitting tribute to a woman who gracefully transitioned from Hollywood royalty to the beloved Princess of Monaco. Paul Walker was an actor whose piercing blue eyes, charismatic smile, and athletic build made him a modern Hollywood heartthrob. Best known for his starring role in the immensely popular Fast and Furious franchise, his life was tragically cut short in a single-vehicle car crash on November 30, 2013, at the age of 40. Following a private funeral service, Paul Walker was cremated, and his ashes were interred at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in the Hollywood Hills of Los Angeles, California. He rests in a serene and secluded garden area, away from the more frequently visited sections of the cemetery. His grave is marked by a modest in-ground plot, devoid of any elaborate headstone, reflecting his down-to-earth and private nature. Identified only by a small discreet marker, this peaceful final resting place offers a quiet tribute to a man remembered as much for his kindness and philanthropic endeavors as for his striking, movie star presence. River Phoenix was an actor of extraordinary talent and ethereal beauty, whose sensitivity and idealism marked him as one of his generation's brightest stars. His promising career came to a tragic end when he died of a drug overdose outside a Hollywood nightclub on October 31, 1993, at the age of just 23. In the aftermath of this shocking loss, his family sought a private and serene final resting place. River Phoenix was cremated, and his ashes were placed at Milam Funeral Home and Cremation Services circumstances in Gainesville, Florida, a region closely tied to his youth. His ashes reside within a private family plot, inaccessible to the public. While there is no public grave, fans often honor his memory at the site of his death. His enduring legacy, however, lies in his poignant collection of film performances. He's a testament to a talent both powerful and profoundly vulnerable, a luminous and fleeting presence in the world of cinema. Jean Tierney was celebrated for her breathtaking and exotic beauty, with her mesmerizing eyes, captivating audiences throughout the 1940s and 1950s. She is best remembered for her iconic performance in the film noir masterpiece Laura. Tierney passed away from emphysema in Houston, Texas, on November 6, 1991, just short of her 71st birthday. Her final resting place is Glenwood Cemetery in Houston, a historic and picturesque cemetery known for its park-like layout and ornate monuments. She is interred in a traditional in-ground plot beside her first husband, Oleg Cassini. The grave is marked by a simple, flat granite stone flush with the surrounding grass. The inscription reads only her name, Jean Eliza Tierney, along with her years of birth and death. The understated and modest nature of her grave stands in serene contrast to her luminous and often larger-than-life presence on the silver screen, providing a peaceful and dignified final tribute. Paul Newman was a legendary actor, director, and philanthropist whose striking blue eyes, timeless good looks, and charismatic charm cemented him as a Hollywood icon for more than 5 decades. He passed away from lung cancer on September 26, 2008, at his cherished home in Westport, Connecticut, at the age of 83. A man who famously shunned Hollywood fanfare, Newman's final arrangements reflected his humble and private nature. Following a private service attended by family and close friends, he was cremated. The disposition of his ashes was managed privately by his family, with no public disclosure. There exists no grave, tomb, or public memorial for admirers to visit. His enduring legacy is not found in stone, but in his extraordinary body of cinematic work, his accomplished racing career, and his eponymous philanthropic brand, which has contributed hundreds of millions of dollars to charitable causes. Elizabeth Taylor was a true Hollywood royal, a legendary beauty whose violet eyes and dramatic life cemented her as an enduring icon of glamour, talent, and resilience. A star from childhood, she won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress. Taylor passed away from congestive heart failure on March 23, 2011, at the age of 79. Her funeral was famously private, and in a final act of her signature wit, she arranged to be 15 minutes late. She is buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California, within the Great Mausoleum, the same resting place as her close friend Michael Jackson. Her interment is in a private, inaccessible section. While her grave itself is not visible to the public, the area is marked by a large, beautiful angel statue. This exclusive sanctuary offers a final touch of glamour and privacy for one of the world's most celebrated and beautiful stars. Lauren Bacall was an icon of Hollywood's golden age, known for her sultry voice, sleek beauty, and that smoldering gaze that captivated audiences, and her future husband, Humphrey Bogart. She radiated sophisticated, tough-minded glamour. Bacall passed away after a stroke in New York City on August 12, 2014, at the age of 89. Her final wishes were to be laid to rest with the love of her life. She was cremated, and her ashes were interred in the same columbarium niche as Bogart at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. The niche is located in the Garden of Memory, an outdoor columbarium. A simple bronze plaque seals their final resting place, inscribed with both of their names, dates, and a poignant epitaph. Here lies Bogey and Bee. The whole world had a ball. This tribute perfectly captures the legendary romance and extraordinary lives of 2 of cinema's most beloved stars. Tyrone Power embodied the dashing romantic hero of Hollywood's golden age. His stunningly handsome features made him one of the industry's biggest box office draws from the 1930s through the 1950s. Tragically, he died of a massive heart attack on the set of a film in Madrid, Spain, on November 15, 1958, at the age of 44. He is buried at Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Los Angeles, California, in one of the cemetery's most famous and frequently visited graves. Positioned prominently beside the cemetery's lake, his grave is marked by a unique marble bench. The inscription on the bench is a quote from Shakespeare's Hamlet. "Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest," chosen by his friend, actor Cesar Romero. This timeless epitaph pays tribute to a man whose swashbuckling on-screen persona and real-life charm defined an era of cinematic romance. Marlon Brando redefined screen acting with his raw, naturalistic style, and his brooding good looks established him as a cultural icon and definitive symbol of rebellious masculinity. He passed away from respiratory failure on July 1, 2004, at the age of 80. Brando's final wishes were as unconventional and private as his life. He was cremated, and his ashes were divided. A portion was scattered in Death Valley, California, a place he loved for its stark and desolate beauty, while another portion was famously mixed with the ashes of his close friend Wally Cox and scattered at the same location. This act served as a final tribute to a lifelong and profound friendship. There is no public grave, tomb, or marker. His final resting place is the harsh, beautiful, and unforgiving desert, a fittingly dramatic and unsentimental end for one of cinema's most powerful and enigmatic figures. Ava Gardner, often hailed as the world's most beautiful animal, possessed an earthy beauty and fiery persona that made her one of Hollywood's most glamorous and tempestuous stars. She passed away from pneumonia in London on January 25, 1990, at the age of 67. Despite a glamorous, globe-trotting life, her final wish was to be brought home. She is buried at Sunset Memorial Park in Smithfield, North Carolina, the town where she was raised. Her grave resides in a simple family plot alongside her parents and siblings. The modest, upright granite headstone bears her name, Ava Gardner, her dates, and a small engraved image of a reclining cherub. At the foot of the grave stands a life-sized bronze statue of Gardner herself. This return to her humble rural roots provides a poignant and grounded final resting place for a woman who became the epitome of international Hollywood glamour. Carole Lombard was the queen of screwball comedy, a vibrant and beautiful actress whose infectious energy and glamour made her one of Hollywood's highest-paid stars. Her legendary romance with Clark Gable captivated audiences. Tragically, her life was cut short in a plane crash on January 16, 1942, while returning from a war bond tour. She was only 33 years old. Lombard is entombed at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California, within the Sanctuary of Trust in the Great Mausoleum. She rests alongside her mother, who also perished in the crash. The marble crypt is inscribed with her married name, Carole Lombard Gable, along with her dates. Years later, after his death in 1960, Clark Gable chose to be interred in the crypt directly beside her, forever reuniting Hollywood's most beloved couple. Their side-by-side crypts remain a powerful and romantic symbol of their enduring love story. Steve McQueen, the king of cool, possessed rugged good looks, an anti-hero persona, and quiet intensity, making him one of the biggest box office stars of the 1960s and 70s. He embodied a new kind of masculine ideal. McQueen passed away from cancer related to asbestos exposure on November 7, 1980, in Mexico, at the age of 50. A man who valued freedom and privacy above all, his final wishes reflected his maverick spirit. He was cremated, and the day after his death, his ashes were scattered from a private plane into the Pacific Ocean. There is no public grave, headstone, or site for fans to visit. His final resting place is the vast, open expanse of the ocean, a fittingly untamed and boundless monument to a man who lived life on his own terms. His memorial endures through his iconic body of work and the lasting image of cool he created. Vivien Leigh was an actress of breathtaking, delicate beauty and formidable talent, immortalized by her two Oscar-winning roles as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind and Blanche Dubois in A Streetcar Named Desire. She passed away from chronics tuberculosis in London on July 8, 1967, at the age of 53. In accordance with her wishes, Leigh was cremated at Golders Green Crematorium in London. Following the cremation, her ashes were entrusted to her family, and her daughter Suzanne scattered them on the lake at Tickeridge Mill, Leigh's beloved country home near Blackboys, Sussex, England. This was a place where she found peace and solace, away from the pressures of fame and her struggles with with mental illness. There is no public grave to visit. Her final resting place is a private, tranquil, and beautiful body of water, a poetic and fitting end for a woman of ethereal beauty and dramatic intensity. Jean Harlow was Hollywood's original blonde bombshell, the quintessential sex symbol of the early 1930s. Her platinum blonde hair, sparkling wit, and sensual screen presence set a new standard for glamour. Tragically, she died from kidney failure at the height of her fame on June 7, 1937, at the age of 26. She is entombed in a grand private room within the Great Mausoleum at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. The room, purchased by her fiancé William Powell, is made of marble and features a large stained glass window. Her crypt is sealed with a simple marble plaque inscribed with her real name, Harley Carpenter, her dates, and the poignant epitaph, Our Baby. This lavish and beautiful final resting place symbolizes the immense love and adoration she inspired during her short but incredibly impactful life and career in Hollywood. Clark Gable was the king of Hollywood, whose rugged masculinity, charming grin, and commanding presence made him the definitive leading man for over 3 decades. His legendary portrayal of Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind remains iconic. Gable passed away from a heart attack on November 16, 1960, at the age of 59. Despite 5 marriages, his final wish was to be buried next to his third wife, Carol Lombard, the great love of his life. He is entombed in the crypt directly beside hers within the Sanctuary of Trust in the Great Mausoleum at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. His marble crypt is sealed with a simple plaque inscribed Clark Gable, along with his dates of birth and death. The side-by-side placement of their crypts serves as a lasting testament to their legendary love, forever uniting Hollywood's king and his beloved queen in death as they were in life. Natalie Wood was a beloved actress whose dark, expressive eyes and captivating beauty graced screens from childhood. She evolved from a child star into a dramatic actress in iconic films such as Rebel Without a Cause and West Side Story. Her life was tragically cut short when she drowned off the coast of Catalina Island on November 29, 1981, under mysterious circumstances. She was 43 years old. Wood is buried at Westwood Village Memorial Park in Los Angeles, California, a small and exclusive cemetery. She is interred in a prominent in-ground plot marked by a simple, elegant, flat bronze plaque set flush with the lawn. It bears her name, Natalie Wood Wagner, her dates, and an inscription in Russian, Duraya Natasha, meaning Dear Natasha, a nod to her Russian heritage. It also includes the loving epitaph, More Than Love. Her peaceful grave remains a popular site for fans to leave flowers. Rita Hayworth was the ultimate love goddess of the 1940s, a stunning beauty and sensational dancer whose vibrant red hair and radiant smile made her a top pinup girl during World War II. She passed away on May 14, 1987. From complications of Alzheimer's disease, a diagnosis she courageously made public. She was 68 years old. Hayworth is buried at Holy Cross Cemetery in Culver City, California, a prominent Catholic cemetery that serves as the final home for many Hollywood stars. She is interred in an in-ground plot within a section known as the Grotto. The grave is marked by a simple, elegant, flat bronze plaque set flush with the lawn, inscribed with her name, dates, and a quotation from her daughter Yasmin Aga Khan, to yesterday's companionship and tomorrow's reunion. This touching epitaph honors a legacy of personal love rather than public stardom. Montgomery Clift brought a new kind of vulnerable, brooding intensity to the screen, his sensitive, handsome features making him one of the most compelling actors of his generation. His life was marked by turmoil, particularly after a car accident in 1956 that permanently altered his appearance. Clift passed away from a heart attack on July 23, 1966, at the age of 45. He is buried in Friends Quaker Cemetery in Prospect Park, Brooklyn, New York, a simple and historic cemetery reflecting Quaker traditions of modesty and simplicity. His grave resides in a quiet, unassuming section, marked by a small, plain gray granite stone set flush with the ground. The marker bears only his name, Edward Montgomery Clift. and his years of birth and death. The stark simplicity and peaceful seclusion of his final resting place provide a poignant contrast to the immense emotional depth and inner turmoil he so powerfully conveyed on screen. Rock Hudson was the ideal Hollywood leading man of the 1950s and 60s, a tall, dark, and handsome star who embodied wholesome American masculinity. His death from AIDS-related complications on October 2, 1985, at the age of 59, was a shocking event that fundamentally altered public perception of the disease. Hudson's final wishes were simple and private: no funeral and a discreet disposition. He was cremated, and his ashes were scattered into the Pacific Ocean, specifically in the channel between Wilmington, California, and Santa Catalina Island. There is no public grave or memorial for him. A cenotaph or memorial plaque was later placed at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Cathedral City, California, providing a place for remembrance, though his actual remains rest in the ocean he reportedly loved, a vast, open, final resting place reflecting his desire for privacy and freedom.